Hello, my soul pride. So, today I want to take a moment and actually have a little bit more of a one-on-one with you guys. Through Facebook and TikTok and trying to get this side of my business going, I've come to see that some of you guys need a little bit more than just what I post as far as like memes and photos and stuff like that. So, decided today I'm going to take a moment while I'm waiting for my coffee, because my life is crazy and chaotic, and coffee is my life. That's my go-go juice. Anyway, I've had people ask me a couple questions, and I feel like this is going to be the easiest way to clear a lot of this up. So it comes down to when it's wanting to change your lives, and you are sitting there with a group of people, or a job, or just you feel like you are so not aligned with yourself and what your daily actions and things that you're doing. There's typically reasons why. Like, example, you're sitting around with a group of friends, or your Facebook people that are your friends on there, and you start really realizing as you're watching them communicate and talk and express their own selves and their own beliefs and perceptions of the world, right? And you're sitting there and you're like, I don't feel like I click with these people. I don't feel like this is how I see my life, or this is definitely not how I want to live my life. This is not the way I want to operate through life. Like, I don't align with this. I don't connect with this in any way. That's where we start telling you on the spiritual path, it's time for you to awaken. It's time for you to start to really reflect and look through your life and see what are the things you as an individual need to start to change within your own life to find what is resonating with you. What makes you feel more passionate? What makes you feel more like you are your true self? You don't have to put on a persona or the mask or play by society's rules, right? That's this understanding. That's what we mean by an awakening. It's that everything I have been doing, everything that I thought I knew, it doesn't work for me, right? This is where, like, in one of my readings within the last month or so, it was F the box, smash the box, throw it, burn it, I don't care. That box is not meant for you. The box is there to conform into a operating society, not understanding that not everybody is meant to live within this box, right? Not all of us are meant to live by these strict guidelines. We're individuals. We all have free will. We all have a right to think and do and believe and act the way we want to act. Our job on this planet in this time right now is to learn how to unconditionally love ourselves, our lives, the people we have within our lives, and the own trials and tribulations that they are going through, and how to be there and to support and to love one another. That is the core foundation of everything, is to learn to operate from unconditional love, because from that comes your kindness, from that comes your power, your sovereignty, how you're able to hold your own but still be kind and nurturing and loving and supporting, but be able to put your foot down and go, yes, you know, that doesn't work for me. I understand your side and I love you and I'm still going to be here for you, but I will not tolerate that, because that goes against me. And if that person truly cares for you and loves you as the individual you are, they are going to honor and respect and go, okay, I've heard you. I am sorry. I will try to do better. We're not asking them to be 100%. That's not reality. None of us are 100% always on the game. All of us have moments. All of us have things that we go through that will shift how we are operating in our lives at that moment. But when we become accountable for ourselves, we live within our true core beliefs of ourselves, in our integrity, in our authenticity, in the way of understanding how we are supposed to unconditionally love one another. That, my dear ones, is how we start to transcend our lives, because that is where we go, okay, this isn't working. What do I need to do? You're going to find as that happens, you're going to start looking for your spiritual guides, your tarot readers, your mentors, your coaches, these people that are there to help you see there are better ways of living. There are better ways of doing. There are better ways of communicating, right? Because a lot of times what happens is the fact that we are not given the proper tools as we grow up, because society wants to keep us in these boxes. These people will push their views and their beliefs on us, and that is what causes these struggles and trials and tribulations that we all have to go through, is how to transcend past all of that into the new way of being, right? It's starting to kind of make sense, I hope. Okay, so when you start changing people, you start removing friends out of your friends list because you're like, no, see, I gave you a warning. You didn't hear me. You're still doing the same nonsense. Obviously, you don't respect me. And in not respecting me, that's not respecting and honoring our connection. Connections, whether it is your romantic partner, whether it is a parent, whether it is a sibling, whether it is a friend or a coworker, all connections have to have a very solid ground of understanding. Now you can always come back to each other and be like, okay, listen, I've grown, and where we were doesn't work for me anymore, so I need you to come up here with me and we can continue moving forward. But if you choose to stay down here, I can't keep doing that, because I am trying to grow and I am trying to better my life. And if you want to stay stuck in this mud, I love you. I do. I'm going to honor as much as I can, but I need you to understand, if you are not honoring this connection and reciprocating the energy, then I can't keep this connection. Now, granted, that doesn't mean you always have to let people go. Okay? This means that I honor you and where you're at in your place. I am going to hold space for you while you continue down your path of learning, because you may not be ready to meet me here. You may still have a few more trials and things you need to go through in your life before we can meet back up here. Do you see? Do you see how that works? It's not always about you and what you want and this and that and blah, 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 blah. There needs to be these clear guidelines. And again, we can always come back in these connections and go, okay, so we need to renegotiate our terms of this contract of knowing each other. Both get to have a say. You need to learn, all of us. I myself was not a saint in this, okay? We all need to learn to pull ourselves out of our egoic monkey minds. Get over ourselves and really remember that this is more than just about you. Our actions, our responses, the way we interact with each other, it all has ripple effects. We're going to do something or say something, we may not even realize what we had done had caused damage to another person. That's where we need to learn to start to become more conscious, more understanding, more compassionate, and more aware of ourselves, of how we talk, of how we interact, of how we think, how we treat people. These are those core foundations of most beliefs, okay? Almost every religion out there has very similar core beliefs. And that's where spirituality takes you from living in this little box and breaking that box open, so you can start to see there is so much more to this than what we had been trained as children to believe. Okay? So when we make these connections and we make these terms and we come back in and we reassess and we renegotiate the terms, okay, that's what is allowing us to continue to grow, to continue to build these solid connections. Now, like I said, as we're going through these processes and these transmuting of energies and raising our vibrations and shifting our lives into our true life calling, where we know we want to be, that thing that sparks you and is just like, oh my gosh, yes, right? It gives you that like euphoric. That is what we're moving towards. That is what you should be moving towards always. Now, granted, yes, you get to have moments to fall down. You get to have moments to go, okay, let me reassess this. Let me sit in my moment. Let me go through my feels, because you get to have your feelings. You get to have your thoughts. But then you have to take a moment and decide, is this true? Is this accurate? Or is this my own perception of what is going on? And do I need to go back to this connection and discuss with this person if they've not crossed your core beliefs and your own line of boundaries, okay? You do not have to negotiate terms with somebody if they are not honoring that contract at all. If they are breaking past your boundaries, if they are not agreeing to, and it's not just that occasional, like, oh, my bad. Okay, these are non-stop, like, constant, very clear. Like, we've had this talk, and you're still doing it. Crossing of the lines, okay? That's where you need to reassess and pull those people out, because they have no respect for you. To them, you are a tool to use for whatever they want to use within their own life, because they're still operating from that egoic side. They haven't fully opened their mind to the understanding that this is a two-way system. Okay, anytime you're interacting with people, it is a two-way or multiple-way system if you're in a group, because it's not just one and another. It is you plus the 4 others you're sitting with. All of you are having these connections, interacting, and you need to be more aware of what somebody that may not be in the conversation itself, but still part of the conversation, may pick up on. Because they may pick up on something you may have not even realized you had done, and they're gonna go, you see, I don't want to be a part of that. That's not anything that aligns with me or myself. That is self-awareness. That is somebody going, no, I'm okay. I'm good. I wish you the best. Have a great life. But I'm not going to continue with it on this, because I have seen enough. Okay? Or you may say something and you may not realize it, but maybe that affected somebody else, and that might have caused so much more harm than you may have even thought. You thought you were being joking with somebody else, but the person you were joking about within that group saw that joke. And maybe they're already battling with their own insecurities and already feeling like life is against them and nobody cares about them. And that little joke just dug that knife even deeper, because you were supposedly a friend, a comrade. That's not being true and authentic to that connection. That has now caused a ripple effect. This is, again, where we get into the spirituality and becoming more aware of ourselves. And this is anybody and everybody who is trying to do, be, and become better and better their lives, because they're going to start to open their eyes to these interactions within life, just like the signs and the synchronicities. You start becoming more perceptive about everything, everyone, and anything and everything you're interacting with around you, right? Not only are you aware of yourself and what is going on within yourself, mind, body, soul, you're aware of everything that's going along within the outside world. And that's where a lot of spiritual people really struggle. A lot of deep thinkers, a lot of sensitive, really feeling empathic people, because they're picking up on things you don't even pick up on or have ever thought to pick up on. Okay, so as we're making these shifts with the 8-8 portal for the Lionsgate, This is where we start to make our wishes, setting our true goals of what we're trying to move towards. This is where manifesting comes in. And this is where I shared the information on my Facebook page about the manifesting, about the release work, and about the, just moving through life and things as ourselves. That way you guys are going to be able to do that. That way you understand what manifesting and doing all of that really means. It really means taking that deep down look within yourself and what is going on in your lives and what you will and what you will not put up with anymore, okay? As well as I've had people ask about like the tarot readings and things like that, okay? So along my path, I was looking for guidance, and people that I reached out to that I thought were going to be great guides may have stumbled, and that's okay. That just meant I got the lesson I was supposed to be from them, and they were not meant to be my guru. Okay, they were only meant to give me a lesson or two within things. They weren't meant to become this all-seeing, all-knowing. And that's where, again, it's honoring that connection of knowing that people can be in our life for a season, they could be in our life for our eternity, or they may just be there for a chapter, right? A short little 6-page chapter, not even a full season, right? That's where we have to start to understand these things and become that aware, opening our mind, expanding to our knowledge and our wisdom and our insights, and really starting to work more within all aspects of our lives. Okay, so as you're making the shift, you're going to start pulling in people of like minds at that time. And again, they may fall off because they are not longer aligning with you. This is the growth. Okay, you're also going to see that you're wanting to change your surroundings. So you may move. You may realize where you are living doesn't work for you. It is not who you are. It does not align with what you are. And you're going to make choices in, okay, maybe I'm going to move across the state. Maybe I'm going to move across the country. Maybe I'm just going to change my whole entire life and how I run and my whole operating system, because the way I was running doesn't work. And now I understand, and now I'm starting to accept who I really am and really understand where my calling has been trying to push me, right? Maybe, for example, you're not meant to live in a big city. Maybe you're meant to live out in the middle of the woods in your little cottage, minding your own P's and Q's, because you are one of those ones who like solitude. So, when you know all of this, that makes life so much easier. Okay, I'm going to put you on pause for a brief moment because I'm almost able to get my food. So, hold on to that thought one moment. Okay, so order my food. But yeah, so on that note, it's a matter of understanding and working through a lot of these things. When it comes to like my tarot reading and things like that, that is what helped to empower me, to allow me to start to become more comfortable. I created this channel and my page and this business because that's where I am guided towards. I have realized through my course of my own career, working in the hair industry, I was already doing a lot of this stuff and I hadn't even realized it. Now it just is allowing me to actually really encompass and make that transition into the next level of my path, okay? It's the same thing you guys are going to find as you continue to go forward. You're going to find your strength. You're going to find your confidence. You're going to find your courage. You're going to start changing yourself. And it's not that you're changing yourself. It's actually that you are aligning more with yourself. And as you do that, you're going to see growth and changes and things along those lines. So, and that includes bettering yourself. You're going to start dressing up. You're going to start doing your makeup. You're going to start doing your hair. You're going to start looking and living and feeling within your life. And you're going to realize all these other people you watch doing the same thing, that's all they were doing. They were doing the glow up. Okay? So, any questions, any insight you would like, if you really are connecting and you would like more information and we can work together to help move you through your path, again, I am here. That is my job. That is my path, and that is what I love to do. So, please feel free to reach out and let's discuss that, okay? Have a blessed day. So try. I love you all, Pride. And Les, you're amazing. Keep going.